Hey, Angie Nelson here from theworkathomewife.com. I'm back today with another video on a really popular topic, and that is some easy ways to make some extra money. Now, regardless of what's going on in your life, there are going to be some things that pop up from time to time that you just aren't expecting. Maybe your hot water heater goes out, or you have some car repairs that you weren't expecting, and sometimes you just need a little extra cash to get by until payday. So those are some of the things we are going to be talking about in today's video, are just some really simple ways that you can come up with some extra cash. These aren't going to be ways that you can depend on long term to pay your bills, and these certainly shouldn't be considered full-time work-at-home jobs, but they are going to be some quick and easy ways that you can replenish your bank account if needed. And make sure you stay until the end of the video to find out how you can learn more about the opportunities we're talking about today, in addition to some other great ways that you can earn some extra cash. Now, a lot of the things we're going to be talking about today are some opportunities that I've tried personally. This weekend, for example, I went and cleared out my bookshelf. I love to read books, but there's a lot of books that I don't want to read more than one time. And instead of getting rid of them, they tend to just sit on the bookshelf and collect dust, or they're one more thing that's being moved from place to place. And it's just not necessary to keep them all because I don't plan on reading a lot of them again. So I headed over to my bookshelf and started going through them, picking out the ones that I don't want anymore. And then I started investigating some ways that I can make money from those unwanted books. I tried a couple of different apps, and the one that I found was giving me the most profitable opportunities is one called Book Scouter. And this is just an app that you download on your phone, and it's so simple to use. All that you have to do is just pull up the app, pull out the book that you're interested in, and then scan it. Once you scan the barcode, it's going to pop up a list of sites that are interested in buying that book from you and how much they're offering at this time. And from there, you can just click through on the sell button and add your book to that cart's selling shopping cart. And you can also choose to add it to your Book Scouter bookshelf. So you can save a list of the books that you have that you're interested in getting rid of for later. Now, I tried a couple of different apps that are promoted as being a place that you can, just scan the barcodes and get rid of your books. Book Scouter honestly was the quickest and fastest way. I didn't have to enter a lot of the ISBN numbers in by hand. It just scanned the barcode. And second, it was giving me, the sites that it linked to were giving me a lot better offers on the books that I scanned than some of the other apps that I tried. There were some books that through Book Scouter I was able to get, $3, $4, $5 for, and on another app I was being offered like 10 cents for. So you're definitely going to want to do your research here and make sure that you're getting the best offer. Another nice thing about Book Scouter is that they link out to a lot of different of these book buyback sites. So it's going to give you a list there of not just, it isn't just their site that is buying the book from you. It's going to be a list of sites that they are going to list for you and let you know how much those sites are willing to pay you right there in the app. So it's really quick and easy. Scan through your books, stack them up into which books are going to which site, and then all you have to do is print off a mailing label and get them shipped off. The sites that I sold through, they all paid the shipping for you. So there isn't going to be that out-of-pocket expense for you. That site actually pays for you to ship the books to them. Now, one thing you do want to keep in mind here is that some of the sites that were listed on this app, they do have a minimum before they will pay for that shipping. With some sites, it was like $10 minimum. Others, it was maybe 8 books that you had to have before they would pay for your shipping. So I was able to get rid of like $40 worth of books, but there are a couple of stacks that I am holding on to right now because I haven't met the minimum on the sites that are willing to give me the best price for the books. So I'm just going to hold on to them for the time being. I'll scan those barcodes every once in a while to see what the updated price is. And I might even go try to pick up a couple of books on the cheap that I can go ahead and meet those minimums and get rid of all of these books. After I was through clearing off my bookshelf, I started thinking about some of the other things that are around the house that I don't want anymore that I can maybe get rid of for some extra cash. And the next thing that popped to mind was we have a great big box of DVDs in the basement that nobody has watched in years. We only have one DVD player anymore, and I don't even know the last time that we used it. So I went ahead, and there's another couple of apps that specialize in the reselling of DVDs. One of them is Declutter, and they'll buy not only DVDs but also CDs, books, technology. If you have any old smartphones or games around, Declutter might be interested in those as well. When we're talking about books with Declutter, the offers that they gave me on my books were less than $1 in most cases. Some cases it was 10 cents or 25 cents. So I wasn't interested in using them to get rid of my books, but they were one of the few places that would take a lot of the DVDs that we have. Now, when it comes to DVDs, one thing you need to know right off the bat is you're not going to get a lot of money for these. They're becoming more obsolete as everybody is moving to streaming these days. So out of the whole box of books of DVDs that I scanned, the most I was getting for most of them were around 25 to 30 cents a piece. That being said, Declutter was giving me more than another app that was called Second Spin. Second Spin wouldn't take a lot of the titles that I had, and in many cases they were only offering me about 10 to 15 cents a piece. So again, there are some different apps that you can use. You may want to try a couple of different ones just to make sure that you are getting the best price. Declutter for me was giving me the best price on those DVDs. Now that's still not a lot, but I headed over to Reddit to see where else I could get rid of these DVDs, and a lot of people were saying that like your local GameStops won't even take DVDs anymore in many cases. So unless you can find, a local mom and pop or a pawn shop that it will take them, this may be one of your last opportunities to get rid of those DVDs for cash. So if you have a bunch lying around like we did, give Declutter a try, see how much you can get out of them. And again, they're going to give you the cash. It's not something that you have to list them and sell them individually by yourself. Now, that being said, if you do have some collectible DVDs, some of those hot Disney ones from years ago that are no longer being released, maybe it would be in your best interest to list those yourself on a site like Amazon or eBay so that you can get the best price. Now, another site that I have used for years now and kind of just forget about because it just runs in the background and I don't have to do anything with is called Paribus. Now, Paribus, years ago, it was bought by Capital One. And what this site does is it links up to your email address where you receive your receipts for your online shopping. If you want, you can set up its own email address so you can just send your receipts there. But what Paribus does is the software watches your email for incoming receipts from their partner stores. Once it sees one of those, it kind of scans what you bought, and then it starts watching those sites for price drops. Many sites do offer a price drop guarantee. Some cases it's 10 days, 30 days, 90 days. And if the price on the products that you purchase drops within that period, they will refund you the difference. So Paribus just kind of watches that. If they spot a price drop, the software will go ahead and contact the site that you purchased from on your behalf, and I'll ask for that refund of the price difference. It's really, hands off. You don't need to do anything. One instance that this came in really handy for me lately was on Black Friday. I ordered a bunch of things from Amazon. Now, Paribus doesn't watch Amazon for price drops. I don't think Amazon offers price drop guarantees anymore. It does watch Amazon and Walmart for shipping guarantees. Now, I'm a Prime member, so the things that I bought on Black Friday, Amazon had guaranteed me they would be here within 2 days. Well, they weren't. UPS didn't get them delivered until a day or two late. So Paribus contacted Amazon on my behalf and let them know, hey, these products did not get delivered by the date that you had guaranteed. You know, what can you do? And in some cases, if you're not a Prime member, you may get your shipping fees refunded. Like I said, they do watch Walmart too, so obviously Walmart doesn't have Prime, so you may be able to get your shipping fees refunded. But since I am a Prime member, Amazon actually gave me a store credit because that delivery was late. Now, I can't guarantee that they are going to give you a store credit in every instance. This was a really large, order in terms of the money that I spent, so that may make a difference. I have heard in some cases that they will give you a month of Prime for free that they tack on to the end of your subscription or your membership. So there are some different things that they will offer there, but regardless of what you're getting in return, it's more than what you have right now. So if there are some places that you do shop online, go ahead and have Paribus hook them up. It is through Capital One, like I said, so it is a really trustworthy site. And if you do want to set up a special email just for your online receipts, you can go ahead and do that, so you don't have to worry about that software being connected to any email where you're receiving any personal or business emails. Now, getting back into our reselling aspect of things, there's always some great opportunities to get some items on the cheap and resell them online, whether it's through eBay, Facebook buy-sell groups, Amazon. There are endless possibilities here. There are even some apps that you can use on your phone like Poshmark or Grailed. Now, obviously, you can start again with things that you have lying around the house that you don't use, that are still in great shape, that somebody else may be interested in purchasing. Maybe you got some things for your birthday or for Christmas that you just don't have any interest in, but rather than giving them away for free, you might want to check into reselling them. Now, if you don't have anything like that lying around the house, you can always think about flipping. And of course, that's just buying something cheap and selling it for a profit. This is a huge industry right now. There are even people that are doing this as full-time businesses. It's something that's really interesting to me, though I haven't put a lot of time or effort into it. For me, it's just a matter of when I see something that's really super cheap that I know can be worth a profit, I'll pick it up and buy it. Or pick it up and resell it online. For one instance, I ran across a Calphalon Dutch oven. It was a huge Dutch oven. They are super expensive, but it was one of those super Black Friday doorbuster deals where if you bought something else, you got that for 99 cents. This was years ago that I found this deal, but even though I knew that I didn't want that Dutch oven, I was never going to use it, for 99 cents I picked it up. I turned around, I listed it on eBay, and I sold it for over $79. In another case, I ran into some brand new shoes, still had the tags on, they'd never been worn. I got them super cheap and I listed them on the Poshmark app, and I ended up getting a $28 profit for them after the Poshmark fees. Now, as I said, for me, this is just kind of one of those things that if I spot a great deal that I know I can resell for a profit, I'll pick it up. But it isn't something that I've spent a lot of time on. Now, if you are interested in learning more about the flipping industry, there are some great channels here on YouTube like Rally Roots and Hustler Hacks that share some of their tips and also some of their hauls, which is always really interesting to me, where they actually show the things that they have purchased on the cheap and resold for a profit online. Now, the last opportunity we are going to be talking about in today's video is to go take a look around your local Craigslist gigs section. Not the jobs section, the gigs section. Now, in this section, you can also often find a lot of interesting little jobs. These are usually just one-off jobs that you can make some quick cash with. They aren't going to be ongoing long-term jobs, which is why they're not in the jobs section. But you can also often find some interesting things in here. When I took a look around our local Craigslist here before filming this video, there were some things like people needing someone to come haul some junk away. Maybe they don't have a pickup, or a van, and they need to get some things out of the garage or out of the house, and they just don't have any way to transport those to the local dump or the recycling center. So they're willing to pay someone cash to take those away for them. Also, you're going to find a lot of brand ambassadorships frequently. Now, what these are is at an event, say a sporting event or a concert or some kind of venue that's going to be taking place, maybe a charitable event, you will often see brands have kiosks or some kind of a table set up where they are introducing their brand and their products to the public. So they need to hire people to go man those stations. These are often, like I said, just one-time gigs, and they can pay pretty decently as well. Some of the ones I saw listed in our local Craigslist were paying $19 per hour or more for just spending a few hours at these events, handing out samples or answering questions. In our local Craigslist, there was also a gig listed for going and watching movie trailers, just checking, the trailers that show before a movie starts showing at the theater, those little previews that they always show, checking to see what movies are being previewed there, what trailers they're playing at any specific time. And they paid a flat fee for every movie that you were assigned to go check the trailers for. So that's something else to keep an eye out for. Like I said, these gigs can be really varied in what they entail and what they are going to be paying you. So keep an eye out there. As anything that you're dealing with locally, make sure you are watching for any red flags and make sure you are playing it safe. If you can, take a friend with you, or at least let someone know where you're going and when they can expect you back. Always play it safe when you're dealing with any kind of a local gig or transaction. Now, those are going to be just a few easy ways that you can earn some extra cash. I'm going to leave you a link in the description below to a blog post over on the Work at Home Wife that's going to give you a ton of other great ideas that you can put into play when and if you need them. Now, if you liked today's video, please give it a like and a share, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you'll get notification of the next video. Until then, I wish you best of luck in your work at home job search.